Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I actually wanted to go onto the NFL operations website and talk about important dates for this upcoming offseason for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and just the NFL as a whole. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so we can kind of, really dive into this and see what the heck we're looking at here. But you keep on going down. This is for 2023, by the way. This is July of 2023. So we're going to have to go all the way down here till the end of the season where we are right now. We are towards the end of January. We're past the special league meeting. We're going all the way down here. Week 18 happened, blah, 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 blah. Clubs may begin signing free agent players for the 2024 season. I assume that means players can begin re-signing their own players for the 2024 season. I obviously don't think that means bringing in new players who are unrestricted free agents. I assume that means their own free agents if I had to guess. So the Buccaneers can already re-sign guys if they want to. You take a look here, clubs may exercise the fifth-year option for players selected in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft. Also, you can renegotiate or extend rookie contracts of players who were selected in any round of the 2021 NFL Draft or any undrafted rookie who signed in 2022. Any permissible renegotiated or extended blah, 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 blah would not be considered a rookie contract and will not be subject to the rules that limit rookie contracts. So essentially, the Buccaneers can extend people from their 2021 NFL Draft class. I believe they can also do the same now obviously they can do the same for 2020 because Tristan Wirfs was a first-round draft pick. He is on the fifth-year option right now currently, but you take a look at the 2021 NFL Draft. I want to see if we can go back to their all-time draft history. So we've already talked about guys like Tristan Wirfs getting an extension. Of course, Antoine Winfield Jr. is up as well. This is also why you can give Tristan Wirfs an extension because he either plays next year on his fifth-year deal or his contract would have been out this year anyway, so that's why he's going to likely get an extension also. 2021 draft class is an interesting one. You have Joe Tryon-Shoyinka in there. Kyle Trask is in there as well. Robert Hainsey, KJ Britt. Maybe they give KJ Britt a little bit of an extension because he started a lot of games down the stretch, so that is interesting. We can talk about that at a later date. But these are the list of draft picks here. The only ones who are left with the team are these four. You have Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, Kyle Trask, Robert Hainsey, and KJ Britt. They are all eligible for extensions this offseason. Okay? That is what you need to know. You also take a look here at January 10th on Wednesday, 4 p.m. That's the final regular season weekend. Rosters are frozen, blah, 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 blah. Wild card stuff, special eligibility, that's for the draft. We don't got to worry about that, though. We're not even focused on that. We're going to the AFC, NFC championship games that are this weekend. On the 28th, I guess I should say. This is being recorded on the 25th of January. You keep on going down here. This is where we get to some interesting things. Beginning on February 20th, all the way to March 5th, clubs may use the franchise or transition tags on players. The Buccaneers have a few guys that may be up for that type of tag, that type of contract situation. And if we can just go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here and take a look, again, we'll dive into all of this throughout this offseason, but Mike Evans, is he maybe going to get the franchise tag? Not Devin White, LOL. Baker Mayfield, is he maybe going to get the franchise tag? Antoine Winfield Jr., is he going to get the franchise tag? Those are some interesting names worth paying attention to. Those are the three that I think really read into and really consider February 20th, by the way, right after, the Super Bowl, February 11th. That's also whenever Mike Evans said that him and the Bucs will be talking about some different types of things. Senior Bowl's somewhere in here. I think the Senior Bowl is after the championship games. I think it's after the championship games. So we'll be talking about the Senior Bowl and stuff later on. NFL Combine is the 27th to the 4th, where the best draft prospects go out and perform, essentially, to showcase their overall skills and abilities. March 5th at 4 p.m. is the deadline for clubs to designate the franchise or transitional period. Free agency officially begins at March 11th at noon. It's the legal tampering period. It's the start of free agency. Everybody absolutely knows it. But what's so interesting here is the wording and the definition. Clubs are permitted to contact and enter into contract negotiations with agents of players who will become unrestricted free agents upon the expiration of their 2023 player contracts at 4 p.m. on March 13th. That is when guys like Mike Evans, Devin White, Lavonte David, Baker Mayfield, Antoine Winfield Jr., Chase Edmonds, Aaron Stinney, all the guys that are on this list, besides names like Nick Leverett, who's a restricted free agent, Devin Tompkins, Brandon Walton, besides those couple of exceptions, all the guys that are on this list, if they are not re-signed at this point with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're 100% free to go and negotiate with other teams. That is important, and it also means that any other player that is not re-signed to their own team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, can go and negotiate with them as well if they don't have the franchise tag put on them or the transition tag, which we don't have to talk about the transition tag. It's essentially if somebody signs somebody who's on a transition tag and the team doesn't match it, they get draft picks. Yay, you love to see that. Point being, though, is that March 11th is the start of free agency. Technically, or I guess I should say non-technically. Technically, it starts on March 13th, but it is what it is. That is also whenever any trades that are made before this point become official. So if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, let's say, you can't trade away a guy who isn't under contract for you. I believe that is correct. Yes, I don't believe you can. So let's say, for example, I don't know. I'm throwing an example out here. Let's say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traded for Russell Wilson. He is still under contract with the Denver Broncos. If the Buccaneers traded, let's say, a first-round draft pick for Russell Wilson, that trade would become official on March 13th. Russell Wilson would officially become a Tampa Bay Buccaneer on that date, which is notable, which is interesting. So you have that situation there. Going into April, clubs who have a new head coach can begin off-season workouts. The draft is somewhere at this point, right? Yeah, it's April 25th to April 27th. A couple of other interesting things to note here. The Buccaneers, if Todd Bowles does stay back, which he is, can begin off-season workouts on April 15th. You have draft deadlines and whatnot. This one's interesting. Deadline for restricted free agents to sign their offer sheets. So just because you give an offer sheet to a restricted free agent does not mean they're going to automatically re-sign. If the Bucs say, hey, Nick Leverett, we want to sign you to an offer sheet, Nick Leverett does not have to sign that offer sheet. At that point, I believe, here we go, deadline for prior club to exercise right of first refusal to restricted free agents who signed offer sheets. I assume that means that they can go off to other teams starting on April 24th, I guess. So that is the situation there. You go into May. It's the deadline for teams to pick up fifth-year options from the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft. So the Bucs have plenty of time to decide on Joe Tryon and Shawinka. I mean, they have 4 months now to decide on that. So it's interesting. Then you get rookie mini camps. Then you get things like that, rookie development programs and whatnot, spring league meetings. And that's it. That's all the dates that you need to keep an eye on. So for me, folks, this is what I would pay attention to if you are a Buccaneers fan. February 20th, franchise and transitional tags. That's the start of some interesting conversations for the Bucs, right? Senior Bowl, that's an interesting conversation. NFL Combine, that's an interesting conversation. Obviously, any time before March 11th, you can have re-signings coming in at any point for the Bucs. Whenever March 11th does hit at noon, that's when any Tampa Bay Buccaneer that is not re-signed could potentially leave. And that matters a lot. Tampa Bay Buccaneers could still bring those guys back, but now other teams can throw their hats into the ring also. So that's why you want to lock down guys like Winfield or Evans or Lavonte David or Baker Mayfield, because in about a month and a half, they have the option to go to other teams. And that is equal parts exciting because the Buccaneers also have a chance to go out and get new players, but also a little bit worrying if somebody you want on your team is going to be able to go and negotiate with other people. So that's interesting. And then also trades become official and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. All the types of offseason workouts and whatnot. But that's it. And also the deadline, which we don't have to think about that for a long, long time. But that is an important deadline for Joe Tryon Shawinka, and also goes to show really how much of a, I guess I want to say, trust or thought that the Bucs have in the long-term future of JTS here on the Bucs. So some interesting stuff to note here, guys. I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions If you guys do want to check this out in the future, I'm going to try and link it maybe in the description or in a community post, something along those lines. I'll keep it, you know, for my own records, and I'll probably put it in a community post if you guys want to use it as a reference. But yeah, those are the important dates. Stay tuned, folks, because we're going to have a lot of different types of things to talk about. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about this down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.